Okay, so here's a common question I get, right? As we're working with sellers right in the beginning, they're going to say, "Hey, this is great, but how much am I going to pay in closing costs, right? What are my total closing costs?" So I'm going to include some links below that are going to give you some clarity on some numbers where you can actually input your specific sales price and commissions that you're going to be paying and things like that, so you can figure out what your net number is. The net number is really, that's the number that you care about. That's the number that you're putting in your pocket. That's your walkaway number. So I'll have some links below so that you can input your scenarios, right? But first and foremost, the most expensive seller closing cost are the agent commissions, right? It's that agent commission that's split between the listing agent and the buyer agent. That is the most expensive that's there. Depending on what you've worked out with your agent, you calculated that as the first closing cost expense, right? The next one is going to be whether or not you've provided any kind of seller subsidy to the buyer. Like, are you giving any kind of closing cost assistance to the buyer? And sellers often ask me, like, why do buyers need closing costs? Well, sometimes they've been negotiated through home inspection items. Sometimes they've been negotiated because the buyer needs the additional funds in order to get into the loan, right? And remember, as a seller, what you care about is the net number. So there are ways where you can, increase the price slightly as long as it appraised for that number, and then give money back to the buyer. So you're still netting the number that you want to net, and it makes it a win-win for both parties. And the buyer is able to get some of those closing costs from you, and you're able to maintain your net number. If you have questions about that, in fact, I'll do another video on that so you understand that in more detail. But closing costs that you might offer the buyer are additional closing costs that you need to calculate it. Now we're going to get to all the title closing cost fees that are there, and transfer taxes, right? Because Uncle Sam, the state, and the county are going to get their own tax. They're going to get a fair share. The HOA is probably going to get their share if you're within an HOA. So let me go through and kind of read some of these off for you real fast, right? Oh, I'm in the wrong spot. Okay, so you're going to have what I call a deed prep, right? Getting the deed prepared. It might be somewhere around $175. These are averages, by the way. There's going to be a settlement sit-down fee. The settlement company's there as a neutral third party to really oversee the transaction, and that might be somewhere between $600 to $700. It varies. It depends on the title company, right? You're going to have a title release tracking fee, which might be around $35 to $50, and this is to ensure that those liens are released in a timely manner. There's going to be a wire fee, right? The wire of the funds to and from, that might be a total of around $50. There could be a courier fee that's associated with just making sure that the documents are going to the county quickly so that everything gets recorded on time so that everybody can get their money. And then we've got the government charges, right? We've got the county transfer tax and the state transfer tax, and typically that comes out to around $1 per thousand in a transaction, right? So on a $500,000 home, that would be around $500, right? And it's split between the county and the state. And then it's no longer called the Congestion Tax Relief Act. It's like the Metropolitan blah 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 something. And this is in Virginia specifically. It's essentially, the county tax for like the roads, the transport, all the rest. And that's about $1. I want to say it's $1.15 or $1.50 per thousand. Let me go up and look real fast. I think it might be $1.50 per thousand that you've got to calculate. So on a $500,000 home, that's roughly around $700, right? Then if you're in an HOA, there might be, I guess, a release, right? I don't know what they're releasing many times, but they are essentially saying, okay, we know that a transfer is occurring, and so you now need to pay us a fee for the privilege of transferring out of the HOA, right? Sellers often don't like that fee very much. I know I don't like that fee. Let's see what else, what other fees we have here that I might be missing. Oh, there might be termite inspections if they were negotiated. In the state of Virginia, the seller is always responsible for any termites that are found. A lot of this is negotiated, but in the contract itself, if termites are found, the seller is responsible. So many times we have our sellers choose the termite company so that they're controlling that process. And a termite inspection is only like $35, $40. Termite companies don't make money on that little inspection. They make money on finding termites, right? And on then treating the termites. So that might be in there. So anyhow, depending on whether or not, last one might be whether or not a home warranty had been negotiated, where you might buy the home warranty for the buyer. Many times in a market like we're in right now, where there's low inventory, you can negotiate that away. But in a buyer's market, oftentimes the buyers are asking for those home warranties, and the seller is gladly paying them, right? And they could be anywhere between $450 and $750. So just know that that might be on there as well. As always, if you have more questions, feel free to call us, email us. This is how I put together a lot of these videos, tips from Rob. And like always, make it a great day. And if you have questions, make sure you reach out. Take care.